Yay!
Hello.
Good to see you.
Yeah, happy to see you too. It's a new year. How are you doing?
I'm very well. I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. We thank God for life.
Okay, so now I feel like I have to put my own earpiece back, my headphone on, like.
I can hear you.
I love your
Oh, beautiful.
I love your
That's
so,
that's
so
good.
let me imitate you.
Yeah.
Good to have you here. And I was just telling them that, it's such a privilege, it's such an honor to have you here tonight.
Mm.
You have been amazing. I love how you do your work. Like you're one of those authors that you didn't just write a book.
Mm.
You created a template for a movement,
Mm.
and your skin is in the game. Like you told yourself, I'm putting this out for the world, and I am following through with it.
Now
I see your
you're
stories.
making me feel shy.
No, but yeah, it's the truth. I see your stories and I'm like, what? What? So that was what inspired my status updates the other day. I was like, the energy is a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
So I will just dive right in, right? I didn't take time to introduce you.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that our viewers, when you start talking, they will know. I'd already given them like a lowdown on your characteristics as a person.
Mm.
So when you start talking, I'm sure they will know that no, this person she doesn't need introduction, So
After this life, I think we
yeah,
should give you an award. Award for hyping
very
properly.
funny. No, but I'm being real honest.
Mm.
Hi, Mrs. Araliko, so good to have you here.
Wow, I can see her too.
Hi, Fumi. Yeah. So let's just dive right in. You have created a movement with this work easy. You have created a movement. Can you just give us a background into why you created this book in the first place? What was your driving force for this book?
Great. My driving force basically is having a system, creating a system. I will call it system. System thinking, system approach. Because since about 2012, I've been involved in mentoring, coaching, talking to career professionals, and I've found a very big gap between what school teaches and what the workplace requires. A lot of time is not really even the technicals, it's actually the extra. And as we begin to move and speak to people that are up the ladder as well, you realize that at every level, people usually have certain gaps. They are not always ready for that level that they are in. So let's say you're an officer, then you move to manager, you become executive, you see this gap of lack of preparedness, and people usually crumble under workload. We've seen statistics of why people just, collapse. And you hear things like, oh, the workload is too much, there is stress and all that. If you live in somewhere like Lagos, Lagos has a dead characteristics of traffic, which means even if you had the same workload in another city, you'll be a better person. So those are the things that informed my thought to say, yes, the work can be hard, the workload can be heavy, it can be thick. However, if you create a system, hence I started with the word system, if you create a system where you make the work easy, you create a system where you can handle exactly what you have to handle, deliver right with high productivity, and yet you don't crumble under the weight of that work. That's exactly the summary of what the Work Easy book is all about. And like you said, it's a template. It's a template because even as a workplace manager or an HR manager, you could take the book and use it to induct your staff. As an executive, you could take the book and use it to mentor whoever. All of the steps there are like manuals. They are like the Bible of how to work. And it doesn't speak to one particular industry or the other. And basically, the thing that you will find in the book is that once you start from chapter 1 and come out in chapter 9, you will have a mindset change. That's the whole essence of the book.
So I try to put that there so that they know what we're talking about.
People always ask me, is there any work that is easy? If it's easy, it cannot make sense. I say, well, It's a mentality issue. If you said it's easy, it will be easy. If you say it's hard, then it is hard. So your mindset has to be changed in a way that you do much more, you are proficient, and you are also heavily rewarded without sacrificing or trading off an important thing like your time and your health and even family.
Wow. And I must testify that you seem to have gotten it right. Because for you to have, with all that you do, and guys, so let me just share part of her bio with you now, right? So first of all, let me show you. This is part of it, like 2 pages. And we are not done. So I'm right? 3.5 pages. So when I shall share part of the bio, right? So you understand what I'm saying. She's a chartered accountant, a certified social emotional intelligence coach, a trainer, an author, and a public speaker. She's the current chief financial officer of African Circle Pollution Management Limited, right? But every day on her status, she's talking about work easy. She is showing up for other. I'm seeing her fun videos sometimes. So I think to view your status. I'm seeing fun videos. I'm seeing videos of you singing. I'm seeing videos of you dancing. I'm seeing videos of you doing, other things apart from work. So it's assumed that you're doing work. You're able to push your hobbies, and I see your speaking engagements. I see you, on TV. I see you on radio. I see you on podcasts. And you are able to manage all of that. So guys, I'm saying this for your benefit. So we are not just bringing on somebody who is not doing what they wrote. It's apparent that this lady has cracked the code. And I really want to crack that code. This year, I want to crack that code.
It's an open secret. You're welcome.
So for those of us who have not read the book, can you just share one tip that has helped you? You see, Glide with HMD says everywhere. You are everywhere.
Amazing.
Thank you for corroborating. So it's not like I've been bribed.
All right. One very important thing, fundamental and foundational, is self-awareness, heightened self-awareness. You don't know how to cook. You don't like to cook. You want to go and set a goal that, this year I must cook. I must be cooking and cooking and cooking. Just get ready to go and buy a pharmacy. You don't even need Panadol. You need a pharmacy that will be dispensing drug, because you are going to just have issues. So when you know who you are, who are you? What are you capable of? What's your strength? What do you do even when you are under pressure and you have expanded activity? Does not feel like you are working. We all have it. We are all a part of a jigsaw puzzle. If you look at the way the eyes are, as important as the eyes are, the eyes cannot attempt to walk like the legs. The hands cannot attempt to hear like the ear. And the Father God has created the world as a system. You see me using the word system again. So there's a system of seeing, there's a system where you're hearing, and your whole body is so efficient that everybody is working together and you're not paying attention. If you try to turn your neck the other way, as in turning your face behind you without turning your body, you will spend 5 minutes before you realize that you have an headache, and then you are feeling pain. So the reason people continue to say work is hard, they're under stress, they're under pressure, is number one, first, they don't even know who they are. When you know who you are, you can situate yourself in the context of work. For instance, as an introvert that I am, even though people find it difficult to believe I'm an introvert, there are some work I know that if they give it to me, I will try, but I cannot really thrive. And life is not about trying, it's about thriving. He said, I've come to give you life and to have it more abundantly, full expression. You said I dance, I coach, I do all of this because I've found my space in the context of work. I do the work that motivates me, that gives me full liberty to express all the giftings and the talents that I have. It is not because I'm more intelligent than my neighbor. And it's not because the person who you think is not really at optimal level does not even know what he's doing. That's not correct. If you have found your own feet, perfect alignment, you realize that you will produce fruit and produce it more abundantly. So foundational thing, know yourself. You cannot be like your neighbor, and don't try to be, because it's just headache. That's one of the things you must do and that's where the chapter 1 started from. Who are you?
Wow. Wow. So, I mean, what I'm hearing is, so for someone like me now, I shouldn't set a goal of, I want to lose 10 kg this year just because my friend is trying to lose 10 kg. But beyond that, beyond that, actually, what I do here is, it means that if I am trying to lose weight and you are trying to lose weight and your coach has told you that, your diet, your coach has given you a diet, you have a weight loss coach and they've given you a diet, that I need to first appraise myself to see if that diet will work for me. So, for example, where I'm living, will I even have access to those kind of food stuff? Or will my food budget, my monthly food budget, will it accommodate that kind of? That's what I'm hearing from
exactly.
you. That instead
and
of just
apart from that, even your day-to-day activity, if somebody is more upperly mobile, moving around and burning calories, perhaps the system they will create for that person will be different from if you're an accountant who is constantly sitting at the desk and busy typing and doing all kind of thing, who is doing a sedentary work. So you will see that could be different. Apart from that, there are also hormonal considerations to weight loss and end of that. Whilst we are not here to actually claim authority over weight loss, what is important is that people should create a system where they don't assume that they know what they do not know. There are sometimes until you do your personality profile test, you don't even know who you are. You have not met yourself. You are busy meeting everybody. You are in every networking event. Why? Because you want to build your personal brand and you are building it on the wrong platform. You are so fake. You are not authentic. Before you start knowing anybody, try and know yourself. Who are you? What do you like? What don't you like? In what environment can you thrive? What kind of things attract you? What kind of things unlock your passion? What kind of things helps you to come at your best? And that's what that is. As it applies to weight loss, it applies to career, it applies to family, in fact, it applies to marriage, whatever it is, such that peace and harmony can be in our society if better fits are in the places where they belong. And everybody respects the individuality and the difference that exists in different people, because we all can't be the same.
Wow. That's amazing. I love how you said that peace and harmony in the society, not just for the one individual who gets this to work, but I see how it affects everybody, because if I am working in line with my goals, I am going to be less frustrated and I'm going to be less likely to carry out that frustration on the person, next to me.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah. So I want to be Oliver Twist and ask, please, can you share one more principle? One more, just one more. I know you've got a lot here. And guys, see, this book is rich. It contains a lot. So many strategies, rules applying to different, spaces of work and all of that. So please.
All right. Another thing that you find from chapter 1 to 9, which seems to also be common, is a support structure, a system that is supporting you. We cannot exist in a vacuum or in an isolated world. Unfortunately, a lot of us are so physically surrounded, but we are mentally isolated. The fact that you are in a team working with people does not even mean that you have a team spirit or a team mentality. You are going on leave. You don't even know how to schedule what with what for who to delegate to. So you want to do one thing or the other. You have already convinced yourself that if it's not you that is going to do it, that work cannot be done. If you're a workplace leader and, for example, you have had people who have worked with you over time, there's no way they can walk in your steps, generate the same results as you, and they've been with you for 5 years. You do your work like you're in a secret cult. That does not make sense. Right from the beginning, as you are doing whatever, even if it's just 1 or 2 or 3 people in your team, that must usually be in the copy of the emails you are sending. If you are a major process owner, I'm an accountant, for example, maybe I'm dealing with account payable, cash flow, or budgeting, any of those activity, and I work like if I'm not there, it can't be done. That mentality is wrong. It will not help you to work easy, because we don't control life. You can wake up and be purging, and there's a spirit, a particular meeting you are supposed to attend. You have so done the work that if you are not there, the meeting cannot be done. You must be the one to present the slide. It doesn't work. So the way I work, we all work as a team, even electronically, where everything everybody is doing is in a SharePoint, is in a drive where you can quickly say, where did this person stop and continue? So that system of support must first happen in your mind, where you know that you are not an isolated person. You are not a person in Highland. Either you are the leading person, you are the person even at the bottom. So that if you have an emergency to look after, somebody can fit in, relatively to do what you're doing and deliver near to the same result. So that mindset of support is there. You are the chief deaconess in your church. You are the association in the residence that you live in the estate. You are this, you are that, you are everything. And if you are not there, it can't be done. You only have one life and 24 hours. You cannot last. So that's why you see people crumbling and crumbling and crumbling. So create a system of delegation. Create a system of collaboration. Create a system that you don't feel that the thing must revolve around you. It is inferiority complex and it is low self-esteem that makes you do too much. If you are not there, other people can do it. Some people also run with the mentality that the credit must go to them 100%. And therefore, this is my presentation. No. Those things don't help. And that's why people collapse on that work, because their mentality is isolated, even though they are surrounded with people.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm sure that those of us here, I can already see somebody saying thank you, Ma, with 100%. Thank you so much. Like, you've given us awesome. So we're getting comments, agreeing with you. And personally, I think that you've given so much value. I just want to know, because you've talked about driving or building systems that supports collaboration, that supports delegation, although you didn't use the word delegation. And I'm sure that there are people watching this or who are going to watch this later and who are going to say, but how do I get it done? Because I have delegated and it didn't work. I have given other people tasks to do and they didn't do it right. So are there tips here that would show us how to build these systems? Because beyond knowing that we need to build systems, I think there are people who know that they need to delegate, they need to build systems, but they don't know how to. Is there information here that teaches us that?
Yeah, there's information in the book that teaches you all of those. And the first you will find is vulnerability. Understanding that 100% you can't be perfect and you can't get it right. That mentality will give you the patience that you need to work with people. Delegation is not a discrete, instant, finite activity where you just appear and delegate. It's a seed time and harvest issue. If you have identified who or 3 or 4 people or one who has shown enough capacity to be able to handle what aspect of your job, and hold the person. You heard me saying put them in copy of emails. Occasionally you will do a stand-up meeting, not a serious one. Oh, tell me what you know about this. Even as at this morning, I did with one of my team members. I said, when you step back from this schedule you have done, if you are the investor, tell me 2 things you'll be looking for in this report. Say, are we making profit or loss? You see what I mean? Those random investment in people. And you also have to be up on your game. You can't delegate what you don't know. So if you are up on your game and you are willing to share, there is no way, because as a matter of fact, you invest in people so much so that they hold you to perform right. Say, the thing that Mrs. David has taught me, I can't fail. I must do my best on this thing. So you create a system where people have been prepared. It's almost like somebody going to war and decides to train on how to use the weapon on the day of the war. It's a late strategy. It is a late strategy. So you don't wake up and start to delegate. You start by a system where you know the capacity has been built. And it doesn't take so much from you other than the fact that you know it must be done. Once you agree on a daily basis, random conversations can even prepare somebody. And sometimes you're available to do something, just hand it over. One time, few years ago, I gave one of my colleagues something to do. He hasn't really spent so much with me in the department. I said, go and summarize this thing and break it down into this functionality XYZ. I want to see the result like this. It took 3 days. Intentionally, I waited for him to do 3 days. After 3 days, he did it. The thing did not agree and reconcile. The data did not form what we wanted it to form. So I said, bring your laptop. I stayed with him, showed him pivot table. Under 2-3 minutes, summarized by different levels. He said, what did you do? This is witchcraft. I say, yeah, it can be witchcraft in Excel, but this is what I did. The formula has always been there. The pain of going through 3 days in his life, he will not forget. He had to try his hands on different data to ensure that he knows pivot table. If you wake him from sleep today, he will do the pivot table. It's not a matter of I want to delegate like that. You want to reap where you have not sown. That is robbery.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you for those tips. Wow. Because I feel like we've gotten so much value, right? You've mentioned self-awareness,
yeah.
right? And then you've mentioned building systems for collaboration and support.
Yeah.
Now, even under these systems, you've shared with us some of the things that we need to put in place, so that we need to be able to build those systems. Vulnerability for one,
yeah.
Being willing to vote, and then of course teaching people, actually investing in that process of teaching. But there's a common fear, right? Like in your case, for instance, you're talking about teaching your team members, but what of an environment where it's like there is no room for growth for those at the top, and it's like, if I teach these people and remove me, how do you think, because it's a cogent fear or it's a real fear that business professionals, career professionals have, how would you advise that they deal with
the
that?
first thing I will say to you, Ini, if you ever meet anybody that feels that way, please refer them to me for coaching. I'm begging you. No. Okay. Respectfully speaking, the things that they fear is not just that work environment only. They will do the same in their church and in their mosque. They will do the same in their family meeting. If I'm not in that family meeting, they can take a decision to say that I'm no longer relevant. There is a fear inside. The fact that you want to teach people or build people does not replace you. It creates a system for you that shows that you know what you're doing and you're always ahead. At the end of the day, you also put yourself under pressure to ensure that you always have an answer when the question comes. You also cannot sit down. You'll be upgrading regularly and intentionally. If I know they will come and ask me and I don't want to feel stupid. So immediately the Finance Act comes out or a new law comes out or something happens about taxation, I make sure that I latch onto it and get enough digestible bits that I can share willingly. And people always think, I don't have time, I don't have aptitude to share. That's not correct. If there's anybody who says, I love you to their husband or wife, if there's anybody who tells their child, come bring your own work, let me show you, or there's anybody who says, I'm talking to my tailor, when you measure me like this, I like this type of style. If you are descriptive, you can teach. It's just that your mind is not in it. What is teaching? Describing stuff. Move like this, go like that, go the other way. You just need to form a mindset. And that's why I started from by saying the book is about mindset issue. So if you say, they will go, or they will find me irrelevant, when the company wants to cut costs, they will give it to my subordinate. Excuse me, you will have developed so much value. You will have been running ahead that you will be valuable in another institution where you can add that same value. Because as long as this health is formed, as you keep sowing, harvest must come back to you. And that's why I said, if you saw anybody like that, please let me have a session of coaching with the person, such that we try to unmask what is creating that fear. Because it will not just happen in the workplace, it will happen somewhere else. It's not a big deal. It's just your mindset. And if you have an organization where people who are good, capable hands are easily laid off, just because they want to cut costs or they want to do something differently, you really does not belong there. Because you are too valuable to that system. So create a system of value all the time. Even if you are excused from that environment, value we find it because of what you carry and how much upgrade you have done to yourself. Everywhere value goes, reward follow.
Wow, awesome. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. Thank you for the amazing value you've shared tonight. I will just ask where we can get this book. At this point, I am because I feel like if I ask another question now, we're going to so let's digest this one and then get the book and take time leisurely to get
the book is on Amazon. And if you have Nigerian people who are watching, audience, it's at Roving Heights. Roving Heights is online. They operate an online store. Once you go to their website, you can order. They bring it to you wherever you are. The book is at Warrior Book Place in Bagada. Just Google book plays. The book is at Covenant University bookstore in Canaanland. The book is also at which other place is it? You remind me, you are the publisher now.
So for those online, we have it on BAM Books, we have it on Okada Books, and then we've mentioned Roving Heights. So once you just search, I've written it there, Roving Heights. Once you search wherever you are, they will send the book to you.
I think Roving Heights is the best.
But if you leave,
go ahead.
Yeah, if you live around Bagada, you can just walk into book place. So let me type there, book place with a Z. Yeah. So the book place, it's on Bagada, I think phase one, I think. Just, you can, again, check Google. You'll find the addresses for those places there. For Roving Heights, you can go to their website, click the link and place an order for the book. But if you're in Europe, you're in Australia, you're in the US, just go on Amazon and you will have the copy of the book either on your Kindle or in print. You can order copies. Yes. So, I'm tempted. I want to ask a lot more questions, but let me just hold myself. So, apart from authoring books, apart from the amazing work you do at as the CFO, let me not make a mistake in the company name, as the chief financial officer of the company where you work, what else do you do? You've talked about coaching in this call. If you would, please tell us about that. And any other thing you do for professionals.
Other things I do, I train professionals. It's my forte. It's almost like if I'm not training or teaching or describing, I haven't done a good job in a day. So finding people's gifts, helping them to identify who they are, building a system of resilience in people. So you discover that there is no employer that will carry oversized weight and say, I need 14 people when they don't need more than 2. So you always get things like, we are understaffed, the work is too much. You will always be understaffed. You are the one that will create a system that will make you do the work efficiently with appropriate time that you use and all of the resources available to you. So I speak, I train, I coach, and I write books. And I also do my 9 to 5 job. And I also do my 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. job. So that's what I do basically. Speaking, coaching, authoring, and accounting.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So thank you so much for having us. Oh, yes, a bonus question. So this just came to me. And if it's a question you're not willing to answer now, please just let me know. But it just came to me. What would you say, again, because there are some people here probably who are thinking, I want to publish a book, but who do I go to? Blah, blah, blah. What would you say your experience working with SW Advantage on your book was? Again, if you're not ready to answer, you can.
Don't worry, I will answer, but I will send you an invoice for due promotion for you. But really, I will just be honest with it because it was seamless. It didn't put me under pressure. And trust me, I don't even have allegiance for stress. What I mean is, if something is stressful, I just move away. I can even abandon it and go away. But it was so easy. Right from the copywriting, editing, what's it called? In fact, that is work easy. You want to do book and you want to work easy or write book easy. Go to SW Advantage. I left it in their hands and they did it. Right to their SBN, the publishing, including putting on Amazon, which is the e-publishing, BAM Books, Okada Books. They just made everything easy, formatted, and delivered the hard copy print right on time before I did my birthday, because I did it to mark my birthday last year, that particular book. And it was my 3rd book, but I had a very different experience with them. They're so professional. They seem to have different departments. And somebody will send me a mail and put her name, head of opera. I say, this says something about myself. How many of them are dead and they are keeping sending mail and they'll be giving you updates? We have now done chapter something. We are here. Kindly review, return it, etc. And they will follow up. They can follow up just to make sure that, I think they seem to have a grace for busy professionals, people that don't have time. So they know how to manage you.
That's our market.
They really know how. They know you are busy. They will subtly drop you a line. They can send you a mail. They can wait for you. They can be patient with you. They can encourage you. I think they are just gifted, especially for that assignment. I want to commend them openly because part of the things they also do is that they help their author profitable. For instance, calling us on this live is actually to bring awareness to the book. Few publishers will do that for you. They have done your book. Bye-bye. What is the what's the extra? So they go the extra mile. They ensure that they see through, and then they also follow up. Even Rovinite, I didn't even know anybody there. They placed it in the bookshop, and to the glory of God, it's been selling. They know what to do with busy people. I think they know what to do. Believe me.
Thank you so much. So this is a lot more than what I had asked for. Thank
I
you
will send
so
you
much.
invoice.
No problem. Thank you so much, Ma.
Yeah.
Any last words? Anything you want to share with our audience? There's so many people here, who have stayed till now. Like, okay, so apparently they're hanging on your words. So, any last words?
My last word is: if anything is not working, change your approach. Everything in life has been designed to work with a particular proven system. If the moon wants to create the same intensity of the sun during the day, that will be a headache for the moon because it's not crafted for that. If the sun wants to create the coolness of the moon, just radiating brightness and not bite anybody during the night, that will be a problem. So if you are not getting something right or you are feeling pain, check the system you're using. Confirm that there is suitability of purpose. Confirm that you are even fit to do what you are doing or that your approach is right. This is the beginning of the year 2022. Don't go do things the way you used to do it and expect a different result. It will not be. And please don't you say those coaches that started. Don't do that, because if you really want to multiply your results in life, you need a coach in your life. That's my last word.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much, Ma. And I'll just ask us, for those of us who are still here, please leave a comment. Please let us know if you have gotten value. Send those loves and all of that just as we round up. Thank you so much, Ma. It has been an amazing session. I didn't know we would get so much value. I should have expected more. And, because you really just dove down into the nitty-gritty, the meat of the content, and this has been really helpful for me. I'm sure it's going to be really helpful for those of us who watch the replay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
God bless you.
Amen.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.